Then I said the issue is sour foods. Then we asked about garlic, onion. I said I think it's okay because the issue is really sour foods, right? Then I said, but horseradish is a problem, right? Then I was thinking to myself, why is horseradish a problem? You could have sharp foods. Sharp foods like hot pepper is not a problem. Sharp foods is okay. It's really sour foods. So what's the issue with horseradish? So remember I asked you out of the class, does horseradish have vinegar? And that's really what it was. I verified later. I was talking to my father about it. I forget to be idea. And said, what's the issue with horseradish? Because it's sharp. No, because it's vinegar. So the problem is the vinegar. It's not the sharpness. The sharpness is not the issue. And I did so much to maybe something's really bitter. It's really maybe something's very bitter, maybe the issue. But we're talking about let's say garlic. Garlic is sharp, strong. That's not the problem. The problem is sour foods. So vinegar is a problem. And horseradish, they put vinegar. So that is the problem, not because it's sharp. We do eat harif. Harif is not a problem in Shoshana. Yeah.
Why is it a problem?
Because the issue is sour foods. Sour is something that's very bitter. I don't have an example for that. Bitter, not sharp. So if something is very bitter, it does mention bitter. I don't know, can't think offhand. On the top of my head of an example for bitter. It has a bitterness, but not sharp. Something that's sharp, like garlic. Garlic is not bitter. Garlic is sharp. Garlic is not what? Nuts is a separate issue. Nuts is a separate problem. So we can discuss it. But the issue is the sour foods, not the sharp foods. So nuts, the problem is because the gematria, the acronym, sorry, not acronym, the gematria, the gematria is the numerical value of egos is the same gematria as chet. You have the word egos, you have chet. I'm circling the aleph, so see why. How much is egos? What's the numerical value of egos? 17. What's the numerical value of chet? Without the aleph. The pronunciation of chet doesn't have the aleph. So if you go according to the pronunciation, how we pronounce the word chet, there's no aleph in the word chet. So if there's no, right? So in the pronunciation, you have 17. And that equals egos. That's why we don't eat nuts on Rosh Hashanah. That's one reason. There's another reason because when you eat nuts, it creates mucus, phlegm, saliva, and when you're davening, you want to be able to pronounce the words properly and clearly. When you have a lot of phlegm and saliva in your mouth, it's hard to pronounce. It makes it more difficult. So that's another reason why we don't eat nuts on Rosh Hashanah. Yeah? Okay, so let's continue on. We're up to here, the second night of Rosh Hashanah. We discussed here, I believe we discussed this part. A second. Okay, we discussed the second night of Rosh Hashanah with the new fruit. We spoke about it, about the question of Shechianu, even though it's, yeah.
Is there any like deeper reason behind like the olive? Like I know we don't pronounce it, but
No. It's not that. It's because it has the same numerical value as the word chet. In this,
but it doesn't.
It doesn't, right? But in terms of the pronunciation.
But when do we like? When have we ever like used like? Oh, there's a lot of silent letters.
So like, why is the silent letter egg? That's what it is.
Yeah.
But the fact is, in terms of when we look at the pronunciation of egos and chet, it's the same because egos Kitzeges doesn't need a vav also, but
Right. But there's a lot of silent letters, and for gematria, we never just like exclude the silent letters.
right. So
I was just
ultimately,
wondering, because also Aleph has
right.
Hashem.
I don't have anything more to say about it. I hear you asking. I don't know what else. I mean, a lot of things Chacham told us, and it became a minig, it
Right.
became accepted. Though they gave a reason, but ultimately the reason in itself is not, this is it. Because if we come with our own reasons, as good as it is, we can't make new things.
Right.
So the Chacham said that this has symbolically, it doesn't. It's not good because it comes out the same of fate. The fact that it has some connection to chait in this, when we don't pronounce the word chait, we don't pronounce the word the aleph because you don't pronounce aleph, so that's not a good thing. Okay, so we discussed already the second night that it's questionable if the say Shechianu or not. Did we discuss it?
Yeah.
Discuss, and we explained that it's better to have a new fruit or a new garment. We went through that. Okay, I'm not sure we went into all the details because over here I have markdowns coming afterwards. I don't know if I mentioned. Did we go into details that when you light candles, you should have the new fruit in front of you? I don't think we did. We discuss that. You should have the new fruit in front of you when you light candles on the second night of Shoshana. You say Shechianu, you should have the new fruit in front of you. You should also, if I mentioned this, the ideal way of doing it is to light the candles right before Kiddush. Because usually when you say Shechianu on new fruits, you eat the new fruits after you say Shechianu. But when you say Shechianu on a new fruit, by Kiddush, saying Shechianu, and you have in mind the new fruit. You're not eating from the new fruit after you light candles because it's Yom Tov and you don't eat before Kiddush. So you're not going to be eating from the new fruit. So you're saying Shechianu during Kiddush, having in mind the new fruit, then usually you eat from the new fruit, and now you're not going to eat from the new fruit because you don't eat before Kiddush. So therefore, the ideal way to do it is to light as close as possible to Kiddush. In other words, within reason. Doesn't mean you have to knock yourself out. And okay, well, I mean, Kiddush, I'm not lighting it. We don't mean you have to go to such an extent, but you try to do closer to Kiddush as much as possible without stressing yourself out. And then after Kiddush, you will eat from the new fruit because you said Shechianu on it. The one who said Kiddush will also eat from the new fruit after he says Kiddush. And the custom is that everyone eats from the new fruit after Kiddush. Even those who didn't say Kiddush or didn't say Shechianu, that's the accepted custom that everyone eats from the new fruit after Kiddush. After you eat from the new fruit, after Kiddush, does anyone know if you say it after bracha? Anyone has any idea if you say it after bracha? After you eat from the new fruit? Yeah? Just raise your hand? Okay, I thought you raised your hand. Okay, I'm sorry. Everyone knows. You can just say, you don't have to, you know the answer. What? If you, after Kiddush, do we say after bracha on the wine before we wash our hands? Do you ever notice after Kiddush? The Kiddush, notice this Kiddush drinks a lot of wine and then we wash our hands. They say after blessing, after Kiddush, before you wash his hands. Did anyone notice that? No, what? You didn't notice?
Actually,
or there's no.
he's usually, you're saying like if we go to someone's house, we see.
Do you notice that after Kiddush, the one who said Kiddush in the wine, he drinks a lot of wine, just take a small sip. He drinks, does he say after bracha on the wine and then he washes his hands? Or no?
No, he doesn't.
No, he does not. He doesn't. Anyone knows why? Because it's connected to the meal. It's part of the meal because you can't eat before Kiddush. So Kiddush is part of the meal. It's included in the meal. Like anything you eat in the meal, you just say one blessing, one after blessing, right? So it's part of the meal. That's the reason why you don't say after blessing on the wine of Kiddush, because it's considered included in the meal because you need to say Kiddush in order to be able to eat. But over here, it's different. If you're adding the new fruit after Kiddush, it's not right. It's not associated with the meal. There's no connection to the meal. Eating a new fruit for whatever reason. Now you're eating a new fruit because and you're eating a new fruit because you enjoy it, whatever it is, has no connection to the meal. So here, whatever fruit you're eating before the meal, after Kiddush, you're going to say an after blessing, after bracha. The only time we don't say is if, let's say, you're eating a new fruit to give you an appetite. Let's say, it's not so common these days, what I see. If let's say you're eating new fruit to give you an appetite, like a grapefruit, this becomes part of the meal, then you don't say after bracha, and you can go straight to wash. Yes.
Then why when we eat dessert in the meal, we say a bracha rishona, but after it's included in the luncheon? Yeah.
Whatever you eat in the meal is included eventually, because you ate it inside the meal. If you're eating it before the meal, it's different rules. Okay? And clear? Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're saying the bracha rishona, you don't have to do the bracha achona because it's included in the.
What are you talking about?
Like
now? You're talking about the fruit after Kiddush?
No, well, yeah, after the Kiddush.
The new fruit?
Yes.
The new fruit that you're having for Shulchan after Kiddush,
Yes.
you say an eight, and then you say an after bracha. It's not part of the meal.
Okay.
It's not part of the meal.
Okay, so after the Katamazon, we're saying also the
No, you're saying it right away.
Ah.
Before, is that clear to everyone? Maybe I wasn't clear. When you're having the new fruit the second night after Kiddush, and then you're going to wash, before you wash, you're going to say an after bracha, whether it's on the eights or burn the fashes, depending on what kind of fruit it is. The new fruit could be either from the 7 species, it's all eights or whatever it is. You're going to say the after bracha before you wash.
Okay.
Then if you forget, you say during the meal. It's not, there's no connection to the meal. Yeah.
So when you're lighting the candles, you're on, are you not eating?
Correct. Well, again, now let's make it very clear. You said you're saying shechianu on the fruit. It is correct, but let's do it accurately. You're saying shechianu on Yom Tov, and you're also having a mind for the fruit. It's not just for the new fruits. Okay, it's both together. That's why if you don't eat it, that's why not eating the fruit right away, it's okay because shechianu is really on Yom Tov too. It's just that we want to improve the situation. The doubts that we have about the bracha is just improving having new fruit. Ordinarily during the year, you say shechana new fruit. You eat from it. You don't say shechana for looking, seeing it. But there is something about saying shechana even when seeing the new fruit. That idea is there, but Shechana actually brought that in the seeing new fruit to say shechana. But we don't do that ordinarily because it's hard to really gauge exactly your excitement of the new fruit, seeing the new fruit. So the general custom is during the year, a new fruit, you don't say Shechana until you eat from it. But the night of Shechana is different. You can't eat before Kiddush. You try and do the best you could in this situation. So there is this idea of saying Shechana even on seeing a new fruit. Then you're going to eat it later. So you're good. Yeah.
Before again, before you're gonna eat it.
Oh, the same fruit. No. You ready? 1 second. If you have a new fruit on the table and you're saying, you're lighting candles and you're saying shechianu, and you have in your mind the new fruit. Now later you're going to eat from the new fruit after Kiddush. You're asking if you say shechianu again?
Yes.
No, because you already said shechianu.
Okay.
You already said shechianu on the fruit. So the ideal time for saying shechianu on the fruit is when you see it. But I can say it, let me correct ideal, I don't meaning essentially that originally that's how it was established. It should be done when you see it. But in actuality, we do it when you eat from it. But if you already said it when you saw it, it's done. You can't say more than once shechianu. Got it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue on. So you have to remember in the benching, the nights of Rosh Hashanah, you include, just like Shabbos, you say Ritzei, you include the part for Shabbos, you include Yom Yavai. Remember to include that. If you forget, so then it's going to have the same halacha. I don't know if you're familiar with Shabbos, if you forget to say Ritzei. It's a little different than Rosh Hashanah. So it's a difference between the night and the day. So it's only Yom Tov when we make a difference. Was it night and day or day? Generally, there's no difference. So let's say on a regular Shabbos or regular Yom Tov, it's the same halacha. If you get Yom Yavai, you can forget Ritzei, unless it's the last meal of Shabbos, the third Suda Shlishis. If you forget Yom Yavai, then once you already begin the fourth bracha, right? After Bain V'Rach Shlem Amin, this is the fourth bracha, Baruch. Once you begin the fourth bracha, then you have to go back to the beginning of benching. That's how it is generally Shabbos and Yom Tov. The Shoshana is an exception. And if it's during the day of the Shoshana, once you already begin the fourth bracha, then you don't go back. Then you just continue. Is that clear? Yeah. Understood? So again, Shabbos and Yom Tov, generally speaking, if you forget Ritzei or Yom Yavai, then you're ready. After in your inserts, you finish Baruch Atah Hashem V'Nei V'Rach Shlem Amin. You finish that bracha, and you already begin the next bracha. That's how it's Shabbos, Yom Tov, night, day. Generally, that's how it is. However, if it's Rosh Hashanah during the day, that's the exception where once you already began the bracha, the fourth bracha, and you already said one word, Baruch, that's it. You don't go back, you just continue. Now, if you remember before you started the fourth bracha, between B'nei V'Rach Shlem Amin and the next bracha, then there's in the Siddur, or the Machs, whatever you're using, the bencher, there is what you can insert. Then you have to look inside, you can find it. Can't explain to you anyways without a Siddur, but you'll find tiny little brachas that you insert to make up for what you missed. That's all. First Chodesh, you could insert over there. Here's Shayfa. According to Shayfa, the mitzvah to hear Shayfa and Rosh Hashanah. There's a mitzvah to hear Shayfa and Rosh Hashanah. And there is a general rule, and that is that women are exempt from any time-bound mitzvah. The mitzvahs are said, any positive mitzvah. Mitzvahs are said, it's on the board. It's a general rule. Mitzvahs are saying, Shehazman, write down these words. Do you see it? It's too small again. Should be bigger. So, should we write it? Right. Mitzvahs are saying, Shehazman, Zman means time. Gerama. Gerama is not Lashon Kodesh. Gerama is an Aramaic word. Gerama means it causes. The word goyrim, to cause. You ever read such a word? Gerama means causing. You ever came across that word? It's not a common word. You don't have it. It's not in any of my mind. It's more in Gemara. I don't think it's a word you come across. It means it causes. Geram means to cause. Goyren, causing. Gerama means causes. The time causes. It's a positive mitzvah. A positive commandment, something you have to do, as opposed to negative commandment, you don't do. Shazman, that the time causes it. You get the idea? The time causes the mitzvah. What's an example of a mitzvah say that the time causes? Can you give me an example? Shabbos, matzah. Very good. Megillah. Very good. Sukkah. Shofar. Huh? Mikveh is not Zman Gedolin, because mikveh is very individual. So it's not really, doesn't go into the category, but when it's not relative anyways, because it's obviously something that's commanded. So it's not a good example. So Zman Gedolin. So now, what's the general rule of Zman Gedolin? Noshim P'tunes. Noshim P'tunes. Women are exempt. So any time-bound mitzvah that the time causes it to happen, women are exempt. He gave an example of matzah. Matzah is Zman Gedolin. Are women exempt from eating matzah on Pesach? No, not exempt. Are women exempt from Shabbos, the time-bound mitzvahs? We're talking about Shabbos, we mean the time-bound. That's Kiddush. Are women exempt from Kiddush? No. Every rule has exceptions. These are the exceptions. There has many exceptions, and every exception has a reason, because there's a special teaching in the pasuk to teach you that women are obligated. The special teaching that women are obligated to eat matzah, and men do have to keep the time-bound mitzvahs of Shabbos, a Kiddush. But if there's no special teaching, just the way it is by itself, women are exempt. So women are exempt from sitting in a sukkah on sukkahs. They get a mitzvah, but they're exempt. They're not obligated. Women are exempt from hearing shofar Rosh Hashanah. They get a mitzvah. It's a big mitzvah, and it's a good, and something that you're encouraged to do. But you are exempt. You have no obligation. It's not like hearing the Megillah. Megillah is also another exception. The way our sages established Purim is that women also have to hear Megillah, even though it's time out, but they're in the miracle. They're also, the danger is over them too. They're also in the decree of Achashverosh and Haman. Same with Hanukkah. The way the Chacham established it, they are obligated. So there's many exceptions, but when there's but without any special reason, just by default, the way it is by itself, any time of mitzvah, women are exempt. Now, it has a practical application when it comes to Rosh Hashanah, because okay. What we practical? Like you're not obligated. Fine, we know you're not obligated, but you get a mitzvah if you hear shayf, you need to hear shayf. But there is a practical application in terms of the bracha. And there is that if you did not hear shayfa and you want a man to blow shayfa for you, it's not a good example for you because you know, let's say a woman who did not hear shayfa and does not know how to say the blessing by herself, and a man is going to go and blow for this woman, and the woman does not know how to say the blessing on shayfa, the man can't say the bracha for her. It's not allowed. Because there's no obligation for him, there's no obligation for her. Now, to understand this, you need a little more background. So we can erase this. Something called, now you can write this down. Chol Yisrael Arevi Zeh Ozeh. Is this clear? Yeah? Can you read it? Chol Yisrael, all the Jews, are raving. Are raving. You know what raving means, everybody? It's something called a Arev. Arev is a guarantor. There's Erev, evening, and there's Arev. Okay, don't mix it up with the word of the title, Erev. It's Arev. Yeah, it's plural, so it's Arevim. Arev means a guarantor. But it means a guarantor. All the Jews are guarantors, or guarantors / responsible for each other. Right? We're all responsible for each other. Now, it sounds like Chassidus, but it's brought in halacha. It's a clear halacha in Shulchan Aruch that all Jews are responsible for each other. And therefore, if another Jew didn't hear Kiddush, I could say Kiddush for that person. Even though I already heard Kiddush, I was already Yaitz, I already did the mitzvah of Kiddush. But because there's another Jew that didn't hear Kiddush, and have an obligation to hear Kiddush, and women also have an obligation to hear Kiddush. So if a woman didn't hear Kiddush, I could say Kiddush again for the woman because she's responsible. I'm also responsible. I have a responsibility to another Jew. So I could say the blessing again with Hashem's name, even though I already heard, I said Kiddush already. I can do Kiddush again. However, this only applies to Kiddush, for example, where the woman is obligated to hear Kiddush. But if you're talking about shofar, where a woman is not obligated to hear shofar, then it's different. Now, I want to explain something else first. Could a woman say the bracha on the shofar herself? Okay, let's give something more practical. Let's say Lulav and Esrig, shaking Lulav and Esrig. Are women obligated to shake Lulav and Esrig? No. Get a mitzvah? Yes. When a woman shakes Lulav and Esrig, you say a blessing? Yes. But you're not obligated. How do you say a blessing? How do you say a blessing if you're not obligated? You're saying you have sanctified us with your mitzvahs, you commanded us, you're not commanded. The answer is when you're saying the bracha b'tzibon, you have commanded us, you're referring to the Jewish nation as a whole. You have commanded the Jewish nation all together, one nation. That's how you have to say the blessing. But if you didn't hear shofar, and you can have a man blowing for you, and the man already heard shofar, he has no mitzvah, he can't say the bracha for the woman who didn't hear shofar because she has no obligation to hear shofar. So the man has no obligation for you. If she's saying the blessing herself, we explained why it makes sense for her to say the blessing. But for the man to say the blessing for her, when the man already heard shofar and the woman can't say the blessing, the man cannot say the blessing for her. So the man will just blow the shofar. If she can say the blessing, we'll just blow for her without a blessing. Okay, and now we're going to hear shofar. Well, without a blessing.